Where do I begin with this?
On this week's GTA 6 o'clock, what happened with Best Buy pre-orders reportedly receiving promotional emails referencing GTA 6 pre-orders, the 6 different editions of GTA 6. There was the suggestion that GTA 6 is going to have 6 different editions. And is this the Trailer 3 music?
The Reddit poster does seem like a genuine music industry employee insider.
It's all here on this week's GTA 6 o'clock. Hello and welcome to episode 124 of GTA 6 o'clock, the world's most in-depth and best connected GTA 6 show. And in a week where it seemed like Best Buy had all but confirmed GTA 6 pre-orders, we are here to talk about Trailer 3. Except we're not, are we, Dan? But what we are here to do is bring you all of the hottest information, rumors, and speculation about GTA 6 and Rockstar games. I'm your host, James JJ Jarvis, and this is Dan DD Dawkins. Hello, Dan.
Hello there. Hello.
Hello to you. If you are new around here and want to get in touch, you can contact us on Twitter at GTAVOclock or via email gtavio'clock@gmail.com. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you can find a video version of this show on YouTube. Just search for GTA 6 o'clock to look at our faces and all of the lovely non-Trailer 3 images that we have to show you this week. So, Dan, let's bring this back to what kicked everything off after the last show, that Best Buy email. Now, this was sent out at the end of last week, so after we had recorded the show, and had multiple Best Buy affiliates reportedly receiving promotional emails referencing GTA 6 pre-orders and a campaign that was going to run May 18th to May 21st. And the email also mentioned a 5% online sales figure for those affiliates if they manage to convert people to then buy the game. Important thing to note here, I guess, is that this email was real, but now it's the 20th of May, Dan, and there aren't any pre-orders around. So what do we think happened here?
Where do I begin with this? When the email first dropped, I think even when the email dropped, we were a little bit coming down from thinking May the 12th was the Trailer 3 date, and it wasn't. So I think the community had worked itself up into a funk, and we were all a bit down, going, we all built our hopes on May the 12th, nothing's happened. Then come May 13th, 14th, email drops, and suddenly we're back on. The roller coaster's ascending to the top of the log flume. Everything was happening again. Initially, I think everyone thought, is this fake, right? Because it started with someone to take I'm just trying to find his name. Again, I mean this with the greatest respect, not the hugest content creator, someone who creates kind of like PC and tech content, had his affiliates email from Best Buy, he was holding up to his phone in his shorts video. My gut reaction was, it's another fake. Then very shortly afterwards, we saw some larger content creators verify it. So for example, TGG, one of the bigger creators in the field, said, the email is real. I've had the email. Then you had Tom Henderson from Insider Gaming. They ran a story on Insider Gaming saying, we can verify the email is real. And at that point, my feeling was, well, this could be real.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. We're on top of, we're on the top of the log flume. From here on in, it's all downhill. Let the good times roll.
That didn't happen, obviously, because now we are here. It is Wednesday, the 20th. There aren't any pre-orders. And I think in the run-up to maybe Monday, someone on the GTA forums, an admin, had verified a person who had shared a correction and confirmed that it came from a real company email address, the correction, that is, which was that internal emails from a big distributor had shown that the retailer, in this case Best Buy or one of their third parties, had got the wrong details about the dates and had, I guess, misfired the pre-order email with some dates in there that seemed very legitimate. So it all kind of came to nothing. There are no GTA 6 pre-orders on any major stores right now as we record this. And Rockstar obviously hasn't made any official statement. The game is still on track to release November 19th, 2026. And in fact, even in the last week, Strauss-Zelnick has been doing even more interviews, and he keeps saying November 19th. Not even like we have said the date. You know, he said, I'm sure people are going to be calling in sick on November 19th. There was another interview the other day and they're like, oh, you don't know when it's coming out. He's like, oh, we do. It's November 19th. Like really definitive.
Yeah.
It's happening statements. I don't think at this point that is going to change. Well, certainly not in his eyes anyway. Like they're pretty locked down that they have chosen a new date. It's November the 19th. That is going to happen. Unless something catastrophic happens, like someone accidentally highlights everything and presses delete, which happened to Toy Story 2.
Yes.
I think back in the day.
Yeah.
Pixar employee accidentally deleted like the entire film.
Someone had backed it up at home and saved the day.
Yeah, like someone on maternity leave. It's just like, oh, I've got it.
Don't worry, guys. I've got GTA 6 on a USB stick. Everything's going to be okay. I just find all of this remarkable. Like the fact that the email was fiddle-dee-dee, it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's such a specific email. I'll just read the email. It basically says, within the context of a larger email, earn 5%, special offer valid from May 18th, 2026 to May 21st, 2026. We're actually still in that period, right? Because 21st is the earnings call.
Okay. Yeah. Here comes the hope.
No, I'm not offering hopium here. View terms, and it says campaign, GTA 6 pre-order, brackets, physical game, duration, repeated, May 18 to May 21. It's like, how do you accidentally type that? How do you accidentally go, oh, it's these days. I meant to type June. I should have typed May 24th. I should have done, it's just, something is weird about it.
Yeah, and that's like, I guess, leads us on to how does something like this happen? Was it because something was changed last minute and all of these things were automated, set up to go out, and then the dates changed and someone forgot to tell the robot and the robot just went, I've sent all the emails now, I'm sorry. And you're like, oh, we didn't get to like either recoil everything and or cancel all of that or change the dates and make it send it at a different time. Like, do you hold any credence in the fact that some people are saying, well, because of this leak, Rockstar then pushed everything back because they want it to be like a surprise? I've seen some online commenters saying, well, they've moved it now because of that leak.
I mean, look, I think I'll be honest with you. At this stage, it sounds terrible. I'm trying to filter out the noise. And I think in my mind, I've made a resolution to be even more vigilant about the clues than ever. Because I feel like as a community, we've lost our marbles. And maybe I'll save this rant for later. But I do feel like maybe we've seen too many pictures in the tea leaves, in the clouds, whatever, right?
Too many elephants in the rocks.
Yeah, too many elephants in the rocks. And it's just, we're in the grip of this collective insanity. And Rockstar ultimately hold all the cards. Yeah. To provide something, but within all that, to provide something analogous and topical. For example, people report in good faith and what they believe things to be happening to be true, and then those things turn out to be true, and everyone goes, "You effing idiots! You didn't know what you're talking about," right? That happens quite a lot, where good sourcing will lead to a certain conclusion, but then the people in control of it will change their minds. That happens quite a lot.
Yeah.
There's a thing happening in the world of soccer/football right now, where the football manager of Manchester City, Pep Guardiola, right, he hasn't announced he's leaving. The media have done it for him, right? But the press have had this story, have been talking about this story for 6 to 7 months.
It's the best way to find out you're losing your job. It's when someone else
tells you about it. He's choosing to leave because he's like the most fated football manager there is, right? So it's his decision. But this thing came out in the press before he's even told his players, apparently, before, he's still denying it, right? But every single major outlet has written about it and they've been talking about it between themselves for 6 or 7 months. But the decision ultimately is the manager's and his chairman's, and there's still an outside possibility. He goes, no, it's not true. It probably is true.
Yeah.
But like what the thing is, for all the best sourcing, sometimes things change. And that's the thing I can't say enough. Just sometimes, don't go the way you think they will. There's 1 or 2 people involved. Something was true yesterday. It's not true tomorrow, etc. That happens all the time. With Best Buy, it looks it had all the hallmarks of a legitimate leak. That's not the kind of thing. It's not a whimsical decision on Rockstar's part. If they were genuinely prepping for pre-orders, you don't decide to do that 2 days before the event, 1 day before the event or something, right?
No, and I equally don't think you decide to then not do it because an email has come out. You're just like, that's unfortunate, but we are still going to do it.
That does it. Yeah, it does feel very big. I think it's not that it can't happen, but it's a big decision to go, we're abandoning this huge global pre-order campaign because someone leaked it. And now, what's the argument for stopping it? It's not as fun or surprising anymore. Unless the reason we're stopping it is actually something far more mundane and logistical, where we intended to do this, it just wasn't ready. And someone's got to make a decision holistically across all the retailers, all of the comms, and go, it's not quite aligned, it's not quite right. That's a reason it might not have happened. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was planned for 18th to the 21st. A week ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever, right? I don't know. We don't know, right? That's the reality of it.
Yeah. Well, what we do know, though, is that we are here on the 20th of May. As we said, GTA is still on track, November 19th, even though last week I lost 100 chips betting on the Trailer 3 release date. All my virtual chips have gone. Is there still a chance that this happens before the investor call, which, as you are listening to this, is tomorrow? That leaves you with today, a Wednesday, or tomorrow, a Thursday. I would say, I mean, I've already lost all my chips, but I've been given some more from the casino.
One last bonus.
They're going double or nothing.
Yeah.
I'm going to put 20% of them on tomorrow and probably keep the 80% for myself for another time. I don't see I'm not putting anything on today. I mean, by the time you listen to this, we'll know. Because you won't be listening to this, because we'll have to go and do well, maybe we wouldn't, because I don't see them dropping a trailer on a Wednesday. Maybe they drop pre-orders. I don't know. Whatever. There's a chance, I think, that something could happen tomorrow at the investor call, just before the investor call. Not a massive media dump, but a possible pre-order announcement. Possibly. Or even pre-orders go live Monday. Just before the investor call. Who knows? But I've got to hold on to some hope. I've got to pay the casino back. So I'm putting 20 chips on tomorrow.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I feel like I started hinting at, I just feel like we've all lost our minds.
Fine, whatever then.
And I'm sorry. And I don't, again, I'm generally quite upbeat. Maybe this is something that snapped in me. I just feel like, as someone who spent a disgusting amount of his one and only life looking at tells and clues and patterns, what is all you can say to be true is that most of the pattern recognition stuff hasn't proved to be true thus far. And this campaign, if you even call it that, is not like any other thing Rockstar have done.
No.
Now, there's reasons for that. One is we are 13 years on from the previous game, right? The world has changed. Media has changed. The nature of how you distribute games, etc., promotion has changed. Another big part of this is the people who were making decisions within Rockstar 13 years ago, a lot of them won't be there anymore. I know for a fact the entire PR operation, people we've worked with, they're just not there. The decision-making is created by people, right? And people have processes and plans. And when those people leave, someone else steps in and they either inherit those plans or go, we're going to do something new. So a lot of that historical stuff, I think it no longer holds, partly because the world has changed, partly because Rockstar have changed. So that's another big question mark for me.
Yeah.
And I think, but it's also worth noting, and someone had said, what do Rockstar think they're doing with this marketing campaign? The answer is nothing. They haven't said they've launched the marketing campaign.
No, it hasn't started yet.
We're imagining it.
Yeah.
We've hallucinated that. We're right to say we're all the community is frustrated, right? We're annoyed. We've all chewed our own tails or whatever it is. And people are like, the last few days, for example, from the GTA 6 o'clock account, I got very excited last Thursday and like posted something from the GTA account that looking back was too excitable. I was like, could it be this time? No. And from that point on, I went, do you know what? I didn't even mean it as a prediction. It was more as an excitement. Like, this is the first time this could happen, right?
Yes.
I'm just not going to do that at the moment because I don't feel like I don't have enough conviction or evidence between, as you hear this and the earnings call, that anything will happen. That's not to say it won't.
No.
And I'd love to be proved the fool.
And we should say that even all of this excitement is self-inflicted.
Of course it is.
There's been no indication that anything is going to happen until the summer. Summer technically is next month, June, July time. So, they're on track. They haven't said that, we'll put something out in spring, March, April, May. So from their point of view, they're just carrying on as what they've told everyone is going to happen is going to happen. It's just maybe a lot of people getting overexcited about a possibility. I think last week just felt like more of a real possibility than anything else has done before. And that's where the excitement came from.
Yeah, I agree. And let's say we revisited the bull case for why it might happen last week. And were you to say, more than anything, it's just been a long time since we've had any official information, right? And there is a certain point beyond where a game or the pre-release campaign can become a bit like a parody. We've seen it with, the ultimate example is like Half-Life 3 or something. That's clearly not happening, right? Like, or if it is, whatever, right? But it's been years and years and years. People forget about it.
I don't think people are forgetting about
Half-Life 3.
Right,
but you know what I mean? It's like, but no one's actively. Maybe some people are, but it's the core. Like,
no one's talking about it every week.
Yeah.
Going, what's happened?
It's certainly not coming on November the 19th, 2026. It'd be hilarious. If they did, that'd be hilarious.
They're not.
But the point, exactly. The point is, when people say Rockstar's marketing campaign is failing and people are disappointed, sure, like we're disappointed. We literally run a show talking about GTA 6 every week in the absence of information for the past 12 months. Like, people that come on our comments and go, it's amazing you're doing that. It is.
We're amazed every week.
It's amazing. Not that we're amazing, but like the very fact we're doing it is amazing. And it's amazing that so many people want to come and join in because we're ultimately all here because we're all super excited about GTA 6, its potential, what it stands for in the field of video games. That's super cool. But for Rockstar, really, what you have to understand is us being a bit upset as a community. Let's say, and I saw this posted on social media earlier today, someone was saying, like, really, at the moment, they were saying, only 60 to 100K people globally are really talking about GTA 6. That's a failure on Rockstar's part. I'm like, well, no, it's not, because we do know, like, if previous patterns repeat themselves, let's say GTA 6 sells 15 million to 20 million copies in its first 3 days, right? And there's like 100,000 of us talking about it right now. We're still only 0.66% of the first 3-day ownership. Over GTA 6's lifetime, let's say it sells the same as GTA 5 in the order of 200 million copies. I can't even do that maths.
No,
right?
I can't.
But
it's a tiny percentage.
We're a rounding error. And I mean that politely. And we are the absolute bellwether of this. Like I say, we, the community, the people who are really invested in finding out, the people who've looked for elephants' faces in rocks or whatever.
Yeah.
But for Rockstar, ultimately, it's not that important how we feel. But I do think the community sets the mood for everyone else who follows.
Yeah.
And I said this on the newsletter last week. I actually got quite annoyed with a lot of the mainstream reporting. It was quite dismissive of the work done by the GTA community in terms of searching out clues. And people were like, oh, lol, look at these maniacs. Like, yeah, sure. But, that's true until it isn't true, until someone does unearth something really good. And there's been loads of examples of the community being ahead of the curve. Look at the mapping project. Like, even we've got things right. There's just stuff where I think it's really dismissive to say there's no pattern or rhyme or reason to this entirely, right? And having said all that, I've said this campaign's look like no other. But I don't know. I think Rockstar are going to move when they move. I'm super excited for it when it does. And in the fullness of time, we will all look back on this period of self-inflicted uncertainty and laugh.
Yeah, well, we won't even remember it because we'll be excited about the next media beat or playing the actual game.
We'll be angry about something they've done in the game. There'll be some fury about some feature they've included or not included or whatever, right?
Sure.
But I, again, let's not lose sight of the fact GTA 6 is coming. I've got very high confidence in the November 19th date for what it's worth. Can't wait to play it and see it.
So let's close this loop. If it's not happening this week, to me, I don't know how you feel, next week feels unlikely, like to be immediately after a call that they're just going to say, it's fine, the announcements are coming soon. Then you've got Summer Game Fest week, or weeks, a load of showcase activities, one of which we are producing, not a GTA 1 future game show. Go watch it, June 6th. So then you've got like all of that stuff going on, a lot of activity. You don't want to be surrounded by that. So then you're looking at mid to late June, probably like June 9th, June 11th. I'm just picking Tuesdays and Thursdays here. June 16th, June 18th, sometime around then, or later, July, if you want. You don't want to get too close to, like, the end of August is Gamescom. It's also then pretty close to the release day. There is somewhere in the mix between here and I'd say like late June, July, rumors of a Sony State of Play happening that is on the horizon.
Yeah.
Now, I'm reasonably confident I know when that is, but I'm not going to say because we need to collaborate some other sources. But it doesn't feel very Rockstar to be a Sony State of Play unless, let me throw this at you, they have given them the privilege of a pre-order announcement, but that's it. So they can end a State of Play going, and we've got some great news about GTA 6. Pre-orders are starting on X date. It kicks off that marketing partnership that we know Sony and Rockstar have, but doesn't give them the full-blown trailer reveal, but it does give them a snippet of, all right, you can have a little bit of information before we go full on with the new trailer and then pre-orders open and whatever. I can see a world in which that happens.
Yeah, like I like you say, I think I've heard similar rumors, maybe not the same day. They're going around on social media about there being potentially a State of Play next week, right? And then State of Play usually is what, Tuesday or is it Thursday? It's like, it'll be midweek. And then you have to then do the logic thing of, could it be the State of Play ends with order GTA 6 now? They're definitely the marketing partner. We know that to be true. Then I'm thinking, how often has Sony got to announce something on behalf of Rockstar? Again, we're doing this sort of live on air. I haven't done my research yet.
Don't forget about Agent.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So like, Agent was the last visible example of them standing on a stage together to go, we're delighted to be working on this game. There's one logo. That's it. Read out some statement about what it was going to be. Game never came out. So that wasn't a very successful example of them doing something together on a big stage.
No, but as you say, everything has changed. And this is just a digital event. It's much easier to do here's some key art with pre-orders open this date.
But I still think Rockstar, being Rockstar, or Rockstar as they were, would be probably more likely to do something before the State of Play so that when Sony say something, maybe Sony like are following up on, and I'm not saying this is a prediction, I'm just musing here. Say there was a trailer 3 and then Sony follow up with a day or two later with, and pre-orders are live. Maybe I could buy that. I just don't know if I buy into the fact that Sony, given everything that's happened within the community and all the furore, are just going to come out and go, oh, by the way, GTA 6 pre-orders are live.
No, I don't disagree with you. I think it's a stretch. But throwing it out there as a possibility.
Yeah, I agree. And I could put the case out there. If that was the way it's going to go, that's how it might play out. But I'm not saying that with any high conviction. No, what I do agree with is if nothing has happened by, probably Tuesday or Thursday next week, And I'm not saying it will again. I've got very low conviction here. I do think then you're on a hiatus until mid-June or beyond. Basically, summer. They told us it was summer. It's summer. That maybe that's true.
Yeah.
We can all be wise after the event, right? So let's wait and see.
Mark your calendars. I mean, mark all the dates in your calendars, and at least one of them will be right.
Yeah, exactly. Probably you can rule out Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah. And maybe a Friday.
Yeah, maybe. Again, that's how I felt last Friday when everyone was like, it's going to be this Friday. Maybe there's a press release that announces a trailer, blah, blah, blah. It's still true to say that like the days they've done trailers for every game or across every campaign has broadly been Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like midweek, right? That's usually been the pattern.
Yeah.
Again, as we say, maybe they changed their mind, blah, blah, blah. I'd be looking at those days, but I am no longer coming out with high conviction to go, I believe it's these days, because the information, I don't have enough strong information to believe that's true. It's just trying to contextualize it within the wider event space and historical patterns. I would say that. Truthfully now, I'm kind of like, when the trailer happens, it happens. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. And amidst all of that pre-order chat, there was the suggestion that GTA 6 is going to have 6 different editions once everything is revealed. Do you want to guess what they are?
Well, no, but I have read them, and I've forgotten them already. I read the leak.
Right, yeah. I'm going to say, I don't think it actually is a leak. I think this is pure speculation.
Yeah, I agree. That's what was my reading when I read them.
Because this came, I think, in a roundabout way from Detective Seeds, who we've spoken about on the podcast before, who cited that the source was the same source that gave them information about the pre-order week. Now, guys, the pre-order week did not happen.
That's right. So Detective Seeds, he's been right about retail-related things in the past. He clearly has a source within retail. He'd been given a DM tip-off saying, I don't know anything more other than it starts the week of May the 18th. It could still be right as we record.
Okay, yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah. After the last, however long we've gone on for, of you going, definitely not happening this week, we're back into
but this is what I mean. Anything could happen. I don't, what his source clearly hasn't come to fruition yet. And if it is, it's slightly misaligned. I probably even less confidence just based on the reality of how these things work in these special editions. But we should definitely run through them because it is, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, me and you could make this prediction, I think. It's pretty much, let's look at what they did for 5 and go, they're probably doing that again for 6. I think we've talked about it before. So, standard edition. You got your basic game.
Got to be able to buy the game.
Got to have your game. Special edition. Got a few little extra bonuses in there. Maybe some GTA Online dollars. Maybe access to a blimp. That was a GTA 5 thing. But, a livery for a car. Something like that.
Yeah.
Collector's edition. That's the one with your crocodile and your sunglasses. May or may not have the game in it. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And then you've got a PlayStation 5 standard bundle, like PS5 plus GTA 6 bundle, and then a PS5 Pro plus GTA 6 bundle. That only gets you to 5.
Mm-hmm.
The 6th one, it's they could be a world in which they do a premium online edition, not online as in online retailers, but it's premium plus online, where it's GTA 6 plus some kind of GTA Online, either money, property, liveries, outfits, or early access to GTA Online if and when it gets upgraded to whatever this version is. That one I'm less convinced about. I think actually there's probably more likely going to be 5. And for the people who already have consoles, 3 choices. Just the game with a few extras, and then the singing and dancing suitcase, duffel bag, crocodile type thing. So out of all of those, I mean, they're probably buying them all, right? We're gonna buy this game 3 times at launch anyway.
And then several times later on PS6 and PS7.
Yeah.
I agree with all of this. Like, I mean, the SKUs with the different bolt-ins, that's absolutely standard. And that's classic product differentiation. Like, that's where you let people self-select the price they want to pay based on how they perceive themselves in terms of basically how rich I am and how much do I see myself as a luxury consumer.
And how much do I want an inflatable crocodile?
Yeah, exactly. And it's more about, I think maybe it's about the crocodile. Okay, it's about the crocodile. Or maybe it's more about going, I'm the kind of consumer who buys the crocodile edition. It's about someone who, it's about saying, I'm the type of person who can flex and buy this. Oh, wow, you've got the premium edition. Oh, yeah, it cost me 200 quid or
mine's
$200.
unopened.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I mean. You're not even enjoying the crocodile. No. You just know you've got it just in case.
I got 2 copies.
Yeah.
Opened one, put the other one on the shelf.
You've got the one for your summer holidays and then one for your retirement fund in 20 years. That's very classic. That's very believable. That's just good pricing theory. We let people self-determine between price ranges. The thing that's the weird thing is the idea of anything early access. Early access to the single player game, I would say almost unequivocally not. I think
none of my chips are going on that.
Yeah, it's just so no is the answer. Because if one people has access, everyone gets to see it on the internet.
It's not happening.
It destroys the experience. That's a disaster. That's not going to happen. Could I believe maybe they let some people into GTA Online early? Maybe, because let's say they do similar to what they did last time. How I would think about this, and this might not be how Rockstar think about this, if you spent 13 years building the most anticipated game of all time and it's got a huge single player component, maybe give it a week or 2 to let that breathe.
Like they did with 5.
Yeah, 5. Let people play it for 2 weeks, takes the stress out of, oh my God, maybe I should be grinding in GTA 6 online. I'm just going to have my own time and space. No one else can get ahead of me. I'm not losing out. There's no FOMO. I'm just going to spend 10 days, whatever, playing GTA 6 single player. And then maybe a few people get allowed in 2-3 days early because they've paid the premium edition or something. And maybe for Rockstar, that works because actually, because of the high price point, you've created like essentially a miniature beta test of like a smaller set of people who get to go in first before everyone rushes to the gates.
There's no way you can have, what did you say earlier in the show? 50 million copies or something?
Let's say they sell, and I think that's probably modest, right?
Yeah.
15 million copies is what GTA 5 sold in the first, I think, 3 days or a week, right? That is, as we speak, almost a quarter of the entire PS5 install base. It's wild.
Yeah, you can't have 15 million people try to log in to your online game day one all at the same time. Like, I don't believe that any kind of contingency that they've got is going to stand up to that. Like, that game will fall down. There'll be massive logging queues. That'll be the thing everyone's complaining about. Oh, I'm in the queue for 8 hours waiting to get into GTA Online. It makes much more sense to stagger that and go, okay, we're going to let some people in, make sure everything stabilizes, let the next people in, etc., etc. So I can see it being online, maybe having some kind of 24, 48 hour early access in some capacity. But let's wait and see until those editions come out.
Just for fun, let me hit you with a fun trivia point. I wouldn't have got this. Which game do you think holds the record for the highest number of concurrent players? And what would your guess be of that figure? I wouldn't have known this. I'm obviously putting you on the spot.
Roblox or Minecraft. And I would say concurrence, 2 million.
Part 1, brilliant. It is Roblox. It's the Roblox game, Steal a Brain Rot.
Yep.
Now, I read this and I'm almost, cleaning out my ears as I say it. Apparently, there were 25.8 million concurrent players in October last year, which is actually more than probably, or about the same as would buy GTA 6 in the first few weeks or months.
Not unachievable, but that is the thing that they, have built to, I think. It wasn't like launch, Steal the Brain Rot immediately, 25 million players.
And do I think Steal a Brain Rot is as complex or etc.
Yeah,
GTA
maybe
6.
not quite as many systems going on in that game.
I don't know. I don't want to just, diss Steal a Brain Rot.
No, I'm sure it's great.
Yeah.
Right then, back on the music train, and we are talking about, is this the trailer 3 music? And I'm just going to leave it like that. Is this the trailer 3 music? There. No, I'll tell you what it's about. There has been some speculation via a Reddit user who has claimed that GTA 6 trailer 3 will use the song Do 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 Heartbreaker by the Rolling Stones. He's allegedly not a GTA fan, and his Reddit account makes it seem like he's someone from the music industry, and just did a post saying, you'll know when you hear it, but I'm telling you now, this is going to be the song they're using in trailer 3. Now it's a reasonably new song. Like the Rolling Stones obviously been around ages, but this is like from 2022 where it came out, from their new studio album at the time called Hackney Diamonds. Now, I don't know if you've listened to this song, Dan.
Do you know what? I even though I've seen this story, I'm yet to listen to it. I don't know if it would be fun to listen to it live, or even I've been reading the lyrics as we speak.
Well, I'll play a bit live, and producer Nathan can see if we can put it on the show or not. So you might just get a few minutes of us.
Enough seconds or as few as so we don't get struck off.
So I would say that the vibe of that song, and like if it was an instrumental, has the feelings of a GTA trailer. It certainly kind of fits into the vibe of trailers 1 and 2. I would say it gives you a little bit of a different musical undertone going on, but the lyrics, and there's been a lot of talk around the lyrics in the songs that they've used previously, trying to inform what the story could be about, and like there's a little bit deeper than it just being a cool music track. So the lyrics here are like reasonably interesting, and you can see if you think they do or don't work. That whole first introduction is the police in New York City. They chased a boy right through the park, and in a case of mistaken identity, they put a bullet through his heart. Lot of talk about him there, and a question about New York City. However, GTA 4 was based around New York. We think there's a possibility that we could be going back to GTA 4 somehow in the story of GTA 5. Could it be that this boy that the police are chasing through New York City is, wait for it, Lucia's father, who was just a boy at the time when they had her, and that is why she is quite angry with an anti-police vibes, because she's got history and is like, yeah, the police killed my dad when I was young. I'm just throwing that out there. And then the chorus is like, heartbreakers with your 44, I want to tear your world apart. You're a heartbreaker with your 44, I want to tear your world apart. That's, I could see being from the perspective of Lucia being like, I'm angry. I'm going to go blow some stuff up. Here's the trailer of me blowing stuff up. So, I don't know. I'm feeling like it could work. Like I'm making it work, basically. You can always reverse engineer things to make things work. I think there's a way of doing that with this to make it work.
Yeah. I want to say, and the thing I think it lends this some credence, I think, is the Reddit poster does seem like a genuine music industry employee insider. It's not someone who's got a track record of posting game rumors or constantly spamming GTA 6. There's the behavioral pattern aligns with someone who has come across an unusual bit of information. Could be wrong, but like it's there's enough there to go, oh, they're certainly playing a long game if they're just doing it all for the sake of one GTA 6 rumor, right? It's like, I don't know of many sleeper agents who are working in this way. It's very bizarre. And the track, on a purely sonic level, sounds perfect for a trailer. It's like got a really great moody start. It's evocative of some of the GTA 4 trailers for me. Yeah, really, exciting. And the lyrics are, whether it's as literal as that take, and I'm not saying that isn't the case, but then it more about this theme of like heartbreak, heartbreaker, actions leading to consequences. All we've seen from the different, whether it's We'll Be So Hot Together, which is kind of about Jason and Lucia's relationship and infatuation, and I guess the acceleration of their love or bond, which is clearly going to be tested, right? That's clearly central to the game. We said that from the first trailer. Trust. And then, the heartbreaker theme would be almost, that's the stage further on. Stage further on. Or is it where it all began, like you said? Is it that heartbreak drives someone a certain way? Nothing would be more exciting for trailer 3 than for it to open or end or feature a character where everyone goes, who the hell is that? Oh my God, they're in Liberty City. That's the sort of thing you would expect of, let's say, a Hideo Kojima trailer, where he'll drop something into the trailer to make you go, what?
Yeah.
Even like in like the Death Stranding 2 campaign, do you remember there was a trailer that ended on, he's actually like an Italian guy, like doing the bandana, and he looks like Solid Snake, and everyone went, oh my God, Death Stranding 2 is going to feature a Solid Snake or whatever. It isn't, but he's playing on fans' expectations.
Yeah.
That's a very Kojima thing to do. Rockstar aren't quite so meta, but trailer 2 begins. What are you doing up there? Just fixing some leaks.
No, that's a very clear reference to everything that's happened. Yeah.
Very meta. Yeah. So Rockstar are looking and listening. It's possible, and maybe something that just makes you go, I thought I knew everything about GTA 6. Who the hell is this? Speculate away, particularly if they were in Liberty City, people would lose their minds. And then I'd probably forget all the nonsense I said about, is it May the 12th or whatever it is, right? Yeah. That would be really exciting. I think that's where we have to put the focus back on again. It's like Rockstar can still, with a great piece of creative, get us all hugely on side.
One final bit I'm going to throw at you on this then is the next verse. A 10-year-old girl on a street corner sticking needles in her arm. She died in the dirt of an alleyway. Now, if you want me to get really tinfoil hat on, that line doesn't work, right? Because she can't. If it is the previous verses about Lucia's dad, and now it's the 10-year-old girl who's been left behind, and now she's dead. Yeah. She can't be in GTA 6 unless you want to really go deep dive into the rabbit hole on this. And the girl, that 10-year-old girl, is the girl that Lucia's mum metaphorically sees dying in the alleyway, because the next line is that her mother said she had no chance. So it's like she's on the street corner, she's sticking needles in her arm. Her mother's like, oh, she's got no chance now. My daughter's dead to me. She's metaphorically died, but not actually died. It doesn't quite work because we think the bond between Lucia and her mum is actually quite close, because she talks about, wanting to go to Vice City to live the dream that her mother talked about. But, I'm trying to make this all fit together to make people excited again. There's a way of making this work. It doesn't quite fit, but if you took some of those lines out, which you can totally do by remixing that song into the trailer, some of them do fit, and it would give you a little bit of backstory and actually make this trailer more of like a Lucia origin story trailer without explicitly calling it like a character trailer like we had GTA 5. You could focus this purely on Lucia and almost make it like here's her backstory in the form of a trailer. And then I imagine you could do the same for Jason if you wanted to.
Yeah, agreed. And I think we almost know factually. Well, we do know factually, but how it relates to the game, we don't know. Lucia's pre-life in Liberty City, her mum and her dad are clearly a big part of what takes her to where she is in Vice City. So will Rockstar choose to start showing that now? That's a big call for them. But I think that actually injects a whole new frisson to people's expectations of GTA 6. Even if they showed, as I say, 2 seconds, who the hell is this character? Camera pans, you're in, what's it called? Star Junction in Liberty City, which is, like Times Square. That would be amazing. People would be like, what?
Yeah, it feels like maybe too big a reveal.
Exactly. Almost too spoilery.
But a silhouette of some skyscrapers that may or may not be, like, you could be like, oh, that's clearly from GTA, like Miami. And actually, once everything comes to pass, you're like, oh, it was showing us a silhouette of a very obscure bit of Liberty City that could also look like Miami. There might be like a little bit of foreshadowing they could do there that you're like, everyone goes, oh, they're just walking down the street in Miami, but actually becomes, oh, it was Liberty City all along.
And it comes down to, are Rockstar going to portray their principles of always believing it's the interesting bit is the illusion and the magic, not describing how it works and spoiling the backstage. They're all about the big reveal. The Hollywood's sit down IMAX screen, something magical is going to happen. Don't worry about how it gets to happen. We do that side for them, right? I don't think they would change that principle of wanting to dazzle, wow, surprise people, catch them off hand. So like if they were to reveal something like that, if it's in the game, that would be probably because they've got immense confidence in a whole load of other surprises in the game, whether it's like we've talked about, does it go to Cuba? Does it go to other countries? There'd have to be some other sleight of hand
an extra bit
to make people think this is the reveal. Actually, no, it's something else.
All right. Well, let's see. Whenever the trailer arrives, we can come back to this episode and see if they are using that song. If you've got any other suggestions for songs or have any comments about this week's episode, you can get in touch on Twitter at GTAVOclock or via email GTAVIOclock@gmail.com. If anything does happen in the next few days, there is a newsletter that goes out every Friday that you can sign up to by going to gamesradar.com/newsletters. Newsletter, just with an R, no S.
Yeah, I'll jump in on that and say we will be covering the reporting around the earnings call.
Yes.
And as I say, even if Strauss-Zelnick says nothing about GTA 6 in the earnings call, good luck with that. They said they're going to talk about their financial projections for the year ahead. So we're going to have some idea of how popular Rockstar think GTA 6 is going to be. That is a really big headline, I think. So come to the newsletter for that. Gamesradar.com/newsletter, I think, or is it newsletters? Newsletter, just one, no
one
S.
letter. You only want one, and it's the GTA 6 one. So click on that, sign up for it. It'll be in your inbox on Friday. You go away and do that. We're going to go and listen to the Take-Two earnings call tomorrow, and then we'll be back next week for another episode of GTA 6 o'clock.